Hey, everybody, come on in, come on in. Listen, we are back with Hype Me Up, K Marie, the podcast. I am super duper excited. Listen, this is literally the relaunch of something that I've been doing for over 3 years now, starting with iHeartRadio, moving on to Power 99 The Mix. I've done a podcast called Motivation on Purpose. I've done It's Time to Boss Up Radio. I've done Wind Down with K Marie. And today we are here with Hype Me Up K Marie, the podcast. So what I want to do, just for a moment, I want everybody to go ahead and share this broadcast. I am actually doing the same exact thing on my end. Also, if you are listening live right now, go ahead and put in the comments, let me know where you are listening in from. Go ahead and tag your friends. I'm gonna give everybody about 1 minute to go ahead and tag away, y'all. We're getting ready to have a really great night. I have a very, very special guest that I want to share with you all if you have not already been seeing him on my platform. So please go ahead, take this time, go ahead and share it on multiple platforms in your different groups. I would love for you to do so we can really hype up tonight. It is Sunday night. I hope y'all have had an awesome day. I hope you ate good and you fellowship with your family and ready to get hyped up on tonight. Okay. So without further ado, I just want to get into what Hype Me Up K Marie is all about. Hype Me Up is a media and marketing business. I specialize in media and marketing solutions for business owners. Basically, anything that you need as far as setting up your business, branding, um, your website, your graphics, even managing your business for you. All of those things are part of what I do at Hype Me Up K Marie. Now, the great thing about me is that I am multi-talented, which means there are many things that I can offer to business owners to help them increase visibility as well as just get their name, their business in their energy in multiple rooms. And so, which brings me to the guest that I have on tonight. I've been knowing this gentleman for a few months now. He's an amazing individual. And so I'm super excited to be working with him. I'm not going to give away the introduction just yet, but I do want to give everybody time to get tuned in while he's sharing it on his platforms. I'm sharing it on my different platforms. So please tag somebody in here right now, especially somebody that's in the entertainment industry. And reason why is because we need educational broadcasts like this in order to, just show other individuals how you got started, the challenges you've had to face, and to just be realistic about the journey. A lot of people are not realistic, which means they are not providing you with the education you need to be great. And so we really want you to be great in whatever you aspire to do. And so on Hype Me Up, K Marie, the podcast, this is what we'll be talking about. This platform is for business owners, entertainers, entrepreneurs, and advocates. So if you got a story to tell, please make sure you connect with me on Hype Me Up, K Marie. So I'm just gonna go ahead on and get into it. Normally about 7:15 is when I bring my guests on, and I do have a video that I want to show you all, as well as just want to tell you all more about him. I'm pretty sure that he's going to elaborate, and I'm not going to get it all the way right, but I do want y'all to know that he is very near and dear to my heart. I've seen him in action, and I think you're in for a treat on tonight. So I'm done sharing it. I hope you're done sharing it. Make sure y'all comment. Make sure y'all share this broadcast, and just stand by while I introduce you to the guest for tonight. I have a video that I'm going to bring up, so don't you move. Mark Pay is the creative managing director of Willmark Media Group, a stage, studio, and multi-platform arts and entertainment media company specializing in stage plays, music, and studio production, film, fashion, and the arts. Having served various artists as musical director for Kelly Price, Tyler Perry, Loretta Devine, and Michael Collier, to name a few. He has served in various markets such as Los Angeles, California, Atlanta, Georgia, and the Midwest. Mark is excited to use his gifts and talents to help the next generation of talent and artists get to the next level in their career. He's even released a book to help in those steps. He has also been featured on TV One. Be sure to follow Mark Pay on all platforms as Mark Pay on Facebook, Music MDMP on IG, and YouTube, Mark Pay. You can also join his group on Facebook, Peay'Toven. All right, you can join his group on Facebook called Peay'Toven Live. So without further ado, I am going to bring on stage the music director, the pianist, Mr. Mark Pay, aka Peay'Toven.
Hey, what's up?
Hey! I bet you didn't know I had that waiting on you, did it?
I was like, who's this dude she talking about? Like, who is that dude? Some of them pictures I don't even remember seeing.
Okay, none other but the man himself, Mr. Mark Peay'Toven. Pay in the building. So I know I introduced you a little bit, told a bit about your background, but no one can tell your story like you. So if you could take this moment to just introduce yourself to my platform, to reintroduce yourself to your platform, and just tell people more about Mr. Mark Pay.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to say thank you. You're amazing. Hype Me Up. Entertainment and productions is a blessing. You, K. Marie, have been a blessing as a manager, a business manager, and production manager, and brand manager for Peay'Toven Live, and the things that God, I believe, has called me to do in this generation through what I do and who I am. And so I'm thankful to you. Thankful for the platform. Thank you for the opportunity to share. And as you said, this is a movement. It's a mission. It's an opportunity to advocate. You used that word earlier, and that's one of my favorite words, to be an advocate and to advocate. A lot of you know that I'm a educator. I teach music. I'm a music educator, but also I'm a performer and an artist and a production manager, also a musical director. And so I've been blessed, K. Marie. I've lived a blessed life. God has been faithful. Just the road that He's taken me, the travels that He's allowed me to have in the various markets, and even being able to go overseas and do music in Germany, do music in Shanghai, China, those type of things. I don't take that lightly. And so I know, right? And so, you know, we praying for China. But I got a chance to go over there and do music too. So I'm looking forward to what God has next for this season 2025. As you said, I'm AKA Peay'Toven. Some those really close to me call me Payday. And so I'm excited about just being able to be on the show and sharing my story.
That's awesome. And I'm excited to have you. I just know that like I believe in divine alignment
Yeah,
and divine connections. And I believe that God aligned us at the right time in order to continue to grow together. So I am very appreciative of you, choosing me. You could have went with any other public relation firm or, any other business manager, but you went with me. And so I am extremely grateful for the opportunity to work with you.
appreciate it.
Now, what I want to know is because I know you've been doing this for so long, I
Mhm.
want to know like exactly how did you get started in the music and entertainment field?
Sure. Well, I appreciate that. You know what? It's like when I was young, I grew up, preacher's kid. Grew up in the church, and my mom played piano, and so I came up in a time where Stevie Wonder and all those other cats, Herbie Hancock and all those folks were the thing, and so I used to mimic them on that broken down piano we had at the crib, and
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there, trying to play and bang out stuff, and it was all sounded like garbage. But I guess in God's ears, He was fine tuning some stuff, and so I've been playing since I was younger, and then after I went to Baltimore School for the Arts, same school Tupac and Jada Pinkett Smith went to, and they came out after me. But yeah, so I left Baltimore after getting all my schooling done, and then came to Atlanta, and so since I've been here, man, God has really blessed me with amazing opportunities, and it's amazing because I've been able to come full circle, because from being taught music to now teaching music, this it's the love of my life. I love playing, I love performing, I love worshiping, I love doing things. Being able to be with Kelly Price was awesome, because with Kelly I got a chance to do, with Kelly you never know on her set if it's going to be R&B or gospel, or it could be a combination of the two. So I had the best of both worlds, in that scenario, and so God has graced me to be able to give back. And so I'm doing that through Wilmark Media, through my production company, my iDream Performing Arts Center, where I empower kids and adults to find their spark through music and the performing arts. And so, yeah, it started there. And of course, Richard Smallwood and all those other people, I used to listen to them play because I was classically trained. And so I learned classical music, and I'm playing R&B, and I'm playing gospel, and I'm playing jazz. So I'm doing all this stuff. And one day, how I got the name Peay'Toven, I was working at a school. And so I
Mm-hmm.
was going down the hall, and one of my coworkers was like, "What's up, Mr. Peay'Toven?" And I was like, "Wait a minute, what'd you say?" He said, "Peay'Toven." And I was like, "Bruh," I said, "in all my years, I've never heard that. I've been called Dr. Pay. I've been called all kinds of stuff. Never Peay'Toven." And it stuck. And so ever since then, that's been my moniker.
That's what's up. And that was going to be my next question: is how did you come up with the name Beethoven? Because everybody knows who Beethoven is. They know he's like a musical genius, a composer that's very familiar. And so it was like genius to be like the urban
Yeah.
Beethoven. And so I thought that was really
Yeah.
dope. That's kind of how I came up with the Hype Me Up K Marie, because
Yeah.
before my business was Hype Me Up K Marie, it was a Better Me by K Marie, because I'm a
Okay.
master life coach. So my goal was
Okay.
to help bring out the best version of the individuals that I was coaching.
Uh-huh.
However, every time I went around people and my energy was just like, hype me up, okay, and I'm like, okay, okay. And
Yep.
so next thing you know, it was like Hype Me Up Fridays in the CEO district, hosted by K Marie. And then after that, people start calling me the Hype Me Up Queen. And and some things just
Hey.
okay. some things just stick with you. And so, like, even
Yeah,
when you mentioned the name Peay'Toven, to me, I'm like, that's it. We That's it. There is no more talking. That is like that's it. That it's a wrap. I like it. I
it's a
love
wrap.
it. So, who
Appreciate
has
it.
been your biggest inspiration?
Ooh, you know what? It's interesting. Aside from my mother, who I guess I got the spark of playing from, and I will say Richard Smallwood, because he almost in a sense made it cool to mix classical with gospel. And at the
Mm-hmm.
time, I was heavily, gospel dude, and I still am. But I'm saying that was my life then. So to mix classical and gospel was my thing. But then I think my ultimate influence, what is and was Quincy Jones,
Mm.
because Quincy Jones, rest in peace, God rest his soul, um, was one of those people who I felt a kinship with, because the way I interpret music, the way I hear music, the way I create music, I he was the one person who I felt got it. He got it. He understood how the dimensions of music work, the layers of music, and also the essence of music. And so he influenced me to think outside the box. And then one of my great influences, I didn't get a chance to meet Quincy Jones before he passed, but one of my great influences is also Stevie Wonder, who I did
Right.
get a chance to meet a few times and got a chance to play on stage along with, as well as a clip of it on my YouTube channel. Got a chance to play on stage with him in LA. And so, playing his music all my life and then getting a chance to play with him was a dream come true. So those are the influences. Those are the people that had kind of helped mold Mark Pay or Peay'Toven to be who he is today.
I can definitely see how those two can be a huge inspiration because you are like multi-talented in the entertainment space. So I know you've worked on some filming projects. So it's not just the fact that you're pianist, you are a musical director, meaning you've participated in the production of stage plays, um, films, you've even written playwrights, correct? Screen play.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. I've written several plays. One in particular.
What was that?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we had a little
I
technical.
said one play, uh, difficulty. Yeah. One play in particular was Lemonade. It's a children's musical that I did in LA. I did it here in Atlanta, and I did it in the Midwest in Indianapolis. And it's evolved into its own thing, and it's a play about bullying. So I did that. I was also the musical director for a play featuring Loretta Devine, Christian Keys, and on TV One, written by Donald B. Welch in LA, called Soul Cafe, Lost Souls Cafe. And so I was featured as myself as the musical director, and it was awesome. So it was on TV One as well. So yeah, I've been blessed to be able to do underscoring and scoring and stuff for films as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Um, now, um, everybody like, and we were just talking about this before we went live. A lot of people always talk about, the good and the the people that they've met, the experience that they've had, how great, how wonderful, how nice it is to travel to meet these different people, to experience different platforms and how people do business in different cities, and the cultural differences and all of those things. But I like to talk about the ugly side of things because that's the education. That's the part that helps others while they're on
Yeah.
their journeys. what are some of the challenges
Yeah.
that you faced on this journey?
I think one of my biggest challenges that I face is.
Hold on a second. Look like we got a connection issue. Give us just a second.
But the way I was taught is that what we do is service. And because I've learned that so many people aren't in it for serving, they're in it for themselves, that used to discourage me. It used to really frustrate me. But I realized that service is like a superpower. And if you do what you do and give what you give from a heart of service to your community, to your fellow man, then I think that what that does is that enlarges, it magnifies your gift, it magnifies your platform. Anybody that can tell you, from any artist I've played for or worked with, they always know that they've heard me say at some point, how can I serve you? What is it you need? How can I serve in whatever capacity? And I believe that's what gives favor, that's what gives increase. So yeah, that's the thing that kind of used to frustrate me. It doesn't quite as much now because I know the benefits of service. And so whether those other people choose not to do it for that reason, that's up to them. But another thing is people not doing it with excellence, just kind of doing it because they can. But as the old saying goes, just because you can don't mean you should. So
Okay.
if you're not going to do it, don't do it.
Okay. And so while you have and I like the fact that you said you look at it in a heart of serving, and that right there is motivation within itself. So what are some things, because in the heart of serving there comes a lot of sacrifices that we have to make as business owners or people in the entertainment industry. How has your career, in the entertainment industry affected your personal life or relationships?
Wow, that's the dopest question. And it's funny because some people that know my story know that I raised my son Marcus as a single dad pretty much since he was 5 weeks old. Now you're talking about I'm in the height of what I do at that point. And then we relocated to Los Angeles because Crenshaw Christian Center in Los Angeles hired me to be the musical director. So at 3 years old, we're flying to relocate in LA. So I'm still doing shows, I'm still doing all that. And so my personal life has been affected because it taught me how to trust God. It taught me how to go live in the moment. Because when you're touring and you're doing all this, and sometimes you can take your child, sometimes you have to leave them with, your caretakers. And it teaches you to live in the moment. It teaches you to appreciate the little things. And I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, in different markets. But the thing about it is, I've realized that what God has given me, those that He's called to be with me or to be in my life to help facilitate that, have to have a heart of capacity to absorb it. Because being with, my son can tell you, living with a musician or a producer, used to get up at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, and still see
Right.
me at the computer, or so those sacrifices. But God is blessed. He's a freshman in college doing great things, and God has. Because I think of my sacrifice, being that single dad, raising him, it's really helped bolster everything else that God has called me to do. So yeah, it's been a journey for sure.
That's good. That's good. And I like what you said about you know, being a single parent, and bring your child into that type of environment, and having to, like, with any entrepreneur or anybody in the entertainment industry, they put in a lot of long hours, they
Yes,
sacrifice a
sir.
lot of time, and you have to, like, try to explain to your kids that this is for the greater good, You'll
Yep.
understand later. Maybe some things that we can't do, some things I can't make it to at school.
Yep.
It's a lot of stuff there's we're gonna miss out on, but trust and believe that you're gonna reap all the benefits in the long run because everything I'm doing is for you.
So can I throw this in there? So you're exactly right. But those sacrifices make a difference, because I remember times being a musical director of a big church and hearing my son clowning, and I'm on the mic teaching 75 voice choir. I hear my son's voice clowning, and on the mic I like, Marcus, sit down. You know what I mean? In the middle of rehearsal, and everybody falling because they know. And what do you do? Sit down. But it's those things that make the other moments great. I remember one time he was it was dressed as a character day at his school, and I guess he had to be in like 5 or 6 or something. I guess it's when Avengers came out, and he dressed up as Captain America. What I did, and he didn't know it, is I came dressed as the Hulk. But let me tell you what I did. I had body paint over my whole body, green body paint. I came as the original Lou Ferrigno Hulk with the wig and cut off short. Everything was green. And I showed up at his school. I have a picture of it, and I'll send it to you. And the look on his face that, oh my God, my dad is the Hulk, and he did that for me. That level of pride and joy that you bring to your kids in those moments make the other moments, you know what I'm saying, worth it. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful.
Hey, I see some people tuned in. What's up, Corey? What's up, Bougie Wild in the building? Ready, Freddy. It looked like somebody may be from your platform, Raymond Dixon.
Ray, what
How
up, man? Raymond's
Okay,
my
y'all.
brother from another mother. That's my bro. Yeah, he's singing on the worship team in my church.
What's going on, bro? Listen,
Yeah,
I
that's
like to shout
my
to
guy.
people out there tuned in. I appreciate it. Um, and I'm gonna dig just a little bit more personal, not too
Oh, come on.
much, not too
All
much,
good.
but we
Ah,
since we in it,
we in here.
since we in it. So for the ladies that's listening in or whatnot. So
Uh-oh.
what is your relationship status at the current time?
Woo! OMG. Um, See, you know what? It's another call. I gotta take this call. I'll see y'all
Yeah,
later. I'm
okay.
joking. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm gonna say I'm not married. But I desire marriage because I don't know. I just feel like I function better in a relationship. Some men they get down with that. I was gonna say a different word, but that single life of just being out here or there with this person, that person, ain't really been my style. I just feel like, and even to my own hurt, sometimes and I can say to be honest, there have been times in my life I've gotten relationships simply because I didn't want to be alone.
Right.
And and here's the thing, I got to say this: when you give your gift and you give your heart in music, I'll just say music because that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally giving your life. You're literally
Right.
giving away pieces of you. So can you imagine giving away pieces of you in your work, in education, giving away pieces of you in music and concerts and shows, and then going home alone and having nobody to fill? You know what I mean? So that's to me, that's very important to have people in your life, because one of my mentors used to say, never operate out of your reserve, always operate out of your overflow. And so I had to learn that. And so from a relationship standpoint, yeah, I do desire to do life with someone that will uh, pull put, pull in, pour in to me, and God is working on some things. I'll say that. God got my back. He looking out for me.
All the time, all the time. And so the reason why I asked that, because I know a lot of times when you're in a process where you're continuously building on your craft and on your and building your business, your brand, it's it works a little better when you got like that one person that can support you and lift
Yeah.
you up through those times when, let's just be honest, there are times when, you may want to give up. You
Yeah.
may be tired, because it's a lot that you have to
Yeah.
try to balance out on your own. And so, going back to, when you were in a relationship, how much better or worse was it
Mm.
to have someone by your side as you were building?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I'm gonna go back to the word I used before: capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Capacity. Um, Not everybody in a relationship has the capacity to absorb you. Meaning, they may want to, they may have a desire to, or an intention to, and their intentions may be good, but they may not have the capacity to absorb what you do. If you have to get up in the middle of the night to I used to record songs on my phone, go to my keyboard and play it out. Or there may be times I would get up in the middle of the night because God is speaking to me and telling me some things from my family or whatever. And so it's important to have somebody who will let you lead, somebody
Right.
who will let you do those things. Because, we always heard as men growing up, oh, women want a leader, women want a man that's a provider and a protector and a covering and things of that nature. But I think over time, let's just keep it 100, a lot of men have done some knucklehead stuff that have messed it up for the guys who are really trying to do the right thing. And so, it leaves a lot of women a little afraid to kind of trust. And it's understandable because
Right.
they've gone through so much. They've gone through so much. And
Yes.
I think that capacity is important because, it takes a man to be able to say, hey, what is in your heart? And to be able to
Right.
give, not just as I don't just want somebody to cater to me. I want to be able to cater to them because that's my gift. My nature is to
Right.
give. I would be horrible if I'm giving my music to the world, but not giving my love to my woman. Like what man would I be? You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And I think that it was something you said that stuck out to me. And that's that, allowing things to take a lead on its own, because a lot of times people don't acknowledge how much work it goes into something. And so it can be a distraction if that person doesn't understand the journey, and
Mm,
it can be an emotional distraction if you're trying to build, you see where you're going, what it takes to accomplish it, but you have a significant other that may not have that same drive. They may not be trying to do all the things that you're trying to do. They may be content with working a full-time job and not ambitious to go out and do different things. And so when you're on that journey and you're getting booked, you're traveling, you're moving around, they may not feel like they're getting as much attention, or they're
mm-hmm.
not getting that quality time. Like, how would you handle that, or suggest how somebody else will be able to deal with that, to understand what goes along with that commitment to your career as well as your relationship?
That's a good point. I do have people in my life that speak into me and encourage me. A person in particular that just says, "Hey, you got this. You even the moments like you said earlier when you get tired, you get discouraged, you get frustrated. You got this." Just to hear that from somebody that cares about you means so much. And to not have that, and as an artist or as a creative person, I remember when I lived in the Midwest for a while. Personally, I went through a little bit, I guess what they call low-grade depression, because in that particular city, I didn't have anybody to pour into, nor did I have anybody to pour into me. And so I was giving every day, but I had nobody feeding me, and I didn't have a relationship that allowed me to feed. And so my love language, physical touch and words of affirmation. So every man, forget every man, let me scratch that. Every person who is an artist or a producer of any kind or doing something wants their significant other to be their biggest cheerleader, their biggest fan.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. So I would say that, when trying to navigate this industry, make sure you have someone that's not your competitor trying to compete with you. So make sure they're not somebody that's trying to, prove something. Make sure they're not easily swayed by the limelight. Make sure they're not somebody that's just like, oh, they get a taste of it and all of a sudden they want to now outdo you,
Right.
and those type of things happen, as well. So, like what Tupac said, I'm a simple man.
Okay.
I'm a simple man. You know what I'm saying? So I just want love. I want to be able to make a difference in the world. I want to travel, enjoy life, and some of the things that I know we're working on for the brand of Peay'Toven and Wilmark is going to take us into some other countries as well. And so I know that 2025 is going to be an incredible year.
Come on now. Come on. Speak it as though it's already done.
Yep.
I did want to like one of the first videos that I experienced your talent on. I want to play a bit of that. But while I'm playing that, for those that are listening in, if you have any questions for Mark Pay, please, if you got any questions, you're in the entertainment industry and you're just trying to see how to get yourself out there, how to balance. If you got a question, please put it in the chat. We would love for you to engage. But in the meantime, I'm going to play like one of the first videos that I heard, and he was like really in his zone. So I hope y'all can hear it. But if not, I'll post it later, or you can find it on his Facebook page, which is Mark Alexander Pay. But this is like one of the first like compilations of his talent that I experienced before I experienced him live.
Okay.
Can we hear? Y'all see how I head bopping? Hey.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey. So y'all,
What's up?
let's just say he is really turned. I enjoy listening to you. Listen, in October, I got a chance to experience him live, and it went into those different genres that you were talking about earlier. How when you were playing with Kelly Price, how you don't ever know if she's gonna go gospel, she's gonna go R&B. You just gotta be ready. And the fact that you're so well versed in different genres just makes you even more of the professional. Because I got a chance to hear you do music from musicals, from children movies,
Yeah.
from R&B, and even a little churchy I heard in there, And one thing about it, if you got a little church in you, like music
No.
is a part of your bloodline, because you can put a spin on everything, and if you want to bring God into the mix. And so I have nothing against people that redo these songs to sound like a
Yeah.
gospel song, because it's art, and it's bringing God to any rhythm, beat, or sound, which
Yep.
is a part of our history. Like that's all, African Americans had was song and
Yeah,
gospel.
you're exactly right. Because, and shout out to all the churches that I've been a part of. I can't call any names, but and shout out also to Drew Charter School. My peeps over there. Shout out to Linked Up North Church. Shout out to my peeps over there. Also, I want to give a shout out to my daughter Delicia, my son Marcus. Because I remember those times. Matter of fact, I got a text from Delicia not long ago, and she sent me a song, a commission song or something. And she said, hearing that music back in the day coming from the car, even when she was asleep, never left her. So she's now sending me songs that she listened to as a little one that we used to play going down the road and stuff. And it's a part of her fabric, who she is now. So
Wow.
yeah, that it never leaves you. It never leaves you. Same thing with Marcus. So, and the two of them love music. So, they do things differently with it, but you never know the levels that it's going to take you in your life. So yeah, man, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So I know we got some things coming up in 2025 that we've been talking about and discussing, and which we will put out more about that soon. But I did want to let everyone know that you are available for booking.
Yes.
If they want to learn more about you, they are able to go to the website at www.willmarkmediagroup.com. And you are also able to do no, don't let me tell it. You tell the world what type of events are you currently being booked for?
So I'm being booked for several events. Whether you want to bring me in, if you have a business and you want to do a pop-up where you have me come in and I do some music at your business to help promote your business, but also to help promote my brand. I have a book, an author, my book, Encore of Elevation. And so that book is teaching people how to elevate your game in the industry and in anything you do through service and excellence. So it's currently an ebook. It's about to be published as a paperback, and so I'm looking forward to that date coming up in the next couple of months. But it is on sale in ebook form on our site. But yeah, so I'm doing that. I'm also speaking engagements. I love what I do as an educator, and I'll share this. One of the things that God has given me is an appreciation for something called neurodiversity. Neurodiversity is the mind, diversity, different. When people think differently. And that was me coming up. The teachers thought I had autism because I was constantly banging and tapping and singing my answers to questions. And so they thought I was autistic. And then they actually had me diagnosed and looked at, and they realized, no, he's not autistic with a U, he's artistic with an R.
Come on.
And so that set the course of my life to understand that neurologically, I think, feel, hear differently, but that doesn't make it a bad thing. Like one of my old pastors, Dr. Deanne Johnson said, different is not bad, it's just different.
It's just different.
So that's what I do. I'll take those engagements. If you want to bring me in to do music for an event, want me to do piano music for weddings or anything like that, you want me to do public speaking to your organization, your school, talking about the power of neurodiversity and how to get kids impacted through the musical arts. So that's what I do. And also as a music producer, I do underscoring and scoring for plays and movies. So any of those genres, I would love to serve.
All right. And you can book him at bookmarkpay@gmail.com. That's bookmarkpay@gmail.com. And
Yep.
someone from his team will be in touch. And by that someone, I do mean Hype Me Up K Marie. Okay, so well, I was just going to see if you had any last words, but you have really already dropped, quite a few nuggets on tonight. And I definitely
Oh,
appreciate.
can I
Oh, yeah,
can I
go ahead.
shout out Will Francis? Shout out
Yeah.
Will Francis, my business partner, uh, Will Mark Media Group. Got a play coming up called Cycles. You really need to see this play. It's powerful, moving, dynamic. It's something you've never seen before. It's going to be March 7th, 8th, and 9th. And you can go to our website to get that information. But also Will Francis, Elder Will Francis is as he's called. You can catch him on Facebook as well. And we'll make sure that we post that information. So check my page, and I'll be posting information about the play Cycles. Amazing play, stage play.
So and that's going to be here in Atlanta.
Yes, I'm sorry, here in Atlanta, and all the information, the venue information, will be on my page.
All right. So y'all be on the lookout for that. If you have not experienced a stage play, it's just like being on a set of a movie. You are literally experiencing every emotion, all the feels, and you get a chance to interact and be live with the
Yep.
event. And so stage play, I love stage plays. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful thing. I got some stage plays in my head right now.
it
But
is.
in time,
Yep.
one thing at a time. And so I really thank you for joining me on tonight. Just being my first guest back on the air. I'm super excited about where we're both going. I'm so grateful to have met you and to be able to share, this next chapter of your life, as well as my own. Looking forward to the many things that we are going to be doing together in the future.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
before we get off here, just if you got one last thing that you would like to just leave with anybody in the entertainment industry, like what advice would you give to someone that's on that musical journey as a musician or a music producer or director?
Um, I would say, and again, thank you for having me, and congratulations on the podcast relaunch. I would say that we are in a volatile state right now. The country is, the nation, and the world, and as such, people are walking in low grade depression, fear, apprehension, anxiety. They're
At it.
walking around in desperation. Would you say?
I said, talk about it.
Yeah, and fear. And so here's the thing: as artists, watch this. We have a responsibility now. It is paramount. I'm gonna use a $40 word now. It's incumbent upon us as
Come on.
artists to remain pliable, workable, usable, because people need refreshing. They need to be recreated. That's where we get the word recreation, recreated. They need our gifts to provide healing, to provide peace, to provide normalcy. And so if you're an artist, especially over the, going to the next 4 years, be available, be sensitive um, about what you can do to create a place of healing, create a place of sustenance, um, to be a part of the filling up of our nation. Because, like you said, like I said, there's a lot of fear, a lot of apprehension, and despair at this season. But I believe that we can be a part of the solution by just letting God use us in whatever your genre, your form is, or whatever you do. Make sure you give God glory. Like Quincy Jones said, if you just come in and you're arrogant and you do all the the stuff and not listening, that's when God leaves the room. He leaves the studio, and we don't want that. So
Exactly.
shout out to everybody that's doing your thing. Keep it up. Pray for me. Pray for all that we're doing here at Team Peay'Toven and Will Mark Media. And again, thank you, K. Marie, for letting me be on. Thank you for hyping me up, entertainment and productions as well.
All right. Thank you so much. And we will talk soon. Look like we froze there. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove Mr. Mark Pay. Thanks again, y'all, for tuning in. I just got a few more things that I want to share with you all before we get off here on tonight. First and foremost, thank you again for tuning in. It is not easy when you're relaunching something, when you're coming back from out the dark and you're, reintroducing yourself to the world as a personality, as an influencer. And I use this platform to help other people, gain more visibility in their business, as well as an opportunity to showcase what I have going on as of now. So, for those that don't know, I have started a tax firm called Spencer Tax Boutique. I've been doing taxes for over 8 years. The last few years, I'll focus on learning more about business taxes. And so I can offer more to business owners and entrepreneurs and entertainers, those that I have been connecting with over the last few years. So I can establish myself as a one stop shop for business owners and entertainers. And so, if you have not found your tax professional, or if you're looking for a new one, please make sure you get with me. Another thing that I've been working on are events and networking here in Atlanta, Georgia. And so, if you're not plugged in to the Pro Networker, organization that hosts Taste Urban, Taste and Groove events, is actually hosting the Atlanta Black Expo next month, one of the biggest expos for Black owned businesses. Please make sure you are connected. You can find that on Facebook, Taste Urban Now, as well as on IG, Taste Urban Now, to find out more information about those events. Also, I want to introduce you all to one of my good friends, Corey Love. Corey Love is an amazing individual. She is the indie plug. Make sure you follow the Corey Love Show on all platforms, as she it's sort of like myself. She hypes those that are in the film industry up. That she does monologue challenges. She has award shows. She does reviews and demo reels, and just so many different things to help indie artists and entertainers get their business out there, for casting, for directing, for different parts of production. She is definitely the indie plug. So make sure you're following Corey Love. Also, we have just launched Company Time. Company Time is a mockumentary of The Office. If you are not following Company Time, WHF on IG, get there now. It is hilarious. We have episodes 1 and 2 out right now on YouTube. So if you will follow O Hits Production House, that's OHITS Production House on YouTube, to go ahead and see episodes 1 and 2. You will not be disappointed. It is hilarious. I worked on set as the production manager, and that was really fun for me, as well as very educational for me. So I learned a lot on that journey, which also opened me up to wanting to do more in the film industry. So there are a lot of things going on, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity to share these things with the world, as I am continuing to grow, as those around me are continuing to grow. I am more and more excited about hyping individuals up. So, with that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in to Hype Me Up K Marie. I will be back next week with a special guest. So stay tuned for that. It's going to get better and better and better. I promise you that. Also opening up for promotions. If you would like to promote your business on Hype Me Up K Marie the podcast, if you would like to see me products so that I can give you a live review, if you would like me to showcase your products on the broadcast, if you have a promo video that you want to send me, if you're a DJ and you want me to put your music in the mix, please let me know so we can go ahead and get that in rotation. I would love to hype you up. So with that being said, y'all have a good night. Thanks again for tuning in to Hype Me Up K Marie, the podcast. And I'm looking forward to bringing you in on my show as a guest, as well as making like new connections, building new business relationships, or you being my next client and I being your next professional, whether that's your tax consultant, your business consultant, your marketing strategist. Listen, this is your one-stop shop at Hype Me Up K Marie. So y'all get at me. My website is www.hypemeupkmarie.com. I do have an event coming up on February the 1st. However, I am looking to postpone that, so I will give out more details on that tomorrow. If you are interested in the Wind Down with K Marie in-person experience, I had some really great people coming out, but I wanted to make sure the numbers were great before I invited these professionals out. So I will have an answer about that on tomorrow, and I will let you guys know. But again, thank you so much for tuning in to Hype Me Up K Marie, and I am out.